sign into YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you are listening to this podcast on iTunes, please rate and review us. Now enjoy CineTalk with the one and only CineBros.
What's up, Cinemaniacs? We're back with episode number 19. And this is CineTalk, and what CineTalk is where the CineBros get together, movie lovers, and we talk movies. And what is... No. And who is the other Cinebrother today? That is...
The struggle is real.
Brian. Brian Fantana? The Brian Man.
The Brian Man.
The Brian Man.
The stylish
Brian Christina is here today.
It's good to be back.
Yes, we were supposed to have the Chad. The Chad was supposed to be here. He is not here.
Somewhere in this
region. We were supposed to be reunited. He was feeling a little under the weather. We were even going to do Fuck, Marry, Kill with his top 3 movies, which we have not done yet. 19 episodes, and we have not done his FMK yet.
I can't wait to hear what his are.
Yeah, it's going to be glorious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, like the human centipede is going to be in that group.
I bet if he actually goes with his favorite movies, I bet you're going to have The Godfather, because I know that's his favorite movie of all time. Birdman might be in there. I think that might be his 3rd favorite movie of all time.
Wow.
And I don't know what number 2 is, though. I don't know who number 2 works for.
Maybe it's Austin Powers.
That would be
Could
great.
it be? That would be pretty great.
Yeah. I would definitely. That would be the one that I'd probably watch over and over again. I like comedy.
Yeah,
but anyway, so we don't have Chad here. The Chad is we are Chadless.
We're hashtag Chadless.
Yes, we are Chadless. And actually, what I want to talk about first is I want to actually talk about, you saw a movie this weekend.
I did.
That I have not had the chance to see yet, and I want to actually talk to you about Hotel Transylvania 2, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to chance to get the review for it. So, what do you have to say about Hotel Transylvania 2? Selena Gomez and Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, and as I was watching it, so I was with my wife and kids, and every once in a while, like, the kids were sitting in between us. So sometimes I like to kind of gauge their interest in it too, not just what I think.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I was kind of looking over towards them, and their reaction was actually kind of similar to mine. It was cute. It was fun. Nowhere near as good as the first.
Right.
They didn't have that look on their faces like I've seen them have before in certain movies, where they're really, really much more engaged and they're into
like
it,
glued
or they're
to the
laughing,
screen,
or they're glued. I mean, they weren't like fumbling around or playing around. They were focused on the movie, but I wasn't getting the sense from them that they loved this movie as much as they have liked a lot of other kids' movies. I did like it. I thought the story was a little weak, but it's an anime. I mean, who cares?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was okay. And then
I mean, you have movies like Toy Story, like even the last one, Toy Story 3, where that movie was so engaging.
Yes.
Like, you had adults like myself
crying,
like myself, like reaching out to the screen when you thought they were going to get incinerated. Was like, oh my God, are they actually going to die? Like, is this how it's going to end?
Extremely emotional movie.
And because Disney kills people off and all that kind of stuff. So like, you have those scripts that they come out with, but I haven't seen Hotel Transylvania. My son my son just watched the first one.
The first one is great.
My son just watched the first one, fell in love with it. He likes the first one a lot. He was actually running around with a Dracula cape on just the other day.
Saying blah, 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 blah.
But so he was doing that, and I told him that I would go take him to see it at some point this coming week or so.
The other thing that disappointed me about it was, unlike the first one, where I laughed a lot, I didn't laugh that much. There were a few chuckles in there, but not.
Really?
It wasn't. Yeah, I still enjoyed it. I still thought it was decent, but the first one was so great, and this one, by comparison, was just not a good. Fun.
So, if you had to rate it out of 10, what would you do it?
6.
6 out of 10. So it'd be
6.
positive, but
hey, if you want to wait until it
pops
hits
up
Redbox
on
or
Netflix,
or whatever.
Yeah, you can wait.
You can wait.
All right. Well, hopefully my son will enjoy it a little bit more, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. I know that I think our neighbor's kid watched it. I think she had a birthday party to go see it. So I'll have to ask her and see what she thinks.
I haven't done the birthday party at the movie theater yet. I want to do that.
It's kind of cool. I want to have my birthday party at the theater.
I know. That's screw my kids.
So he saw Hotel Transylvania 2, and he gave it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. There's
that'll that'll be our official
Not as
rating.
in depth as your review, but
No, that'll be our official. I mean, that was kind of off the cuff, whatever. But that'll be our official review as of now. Since Chad isn't here to do the fuck, marry, kill, you reached to me, you reached to me on text message. You're like, oh, can I do mine with my 3 favorite comedies? Hey. You know,
worst driver ever.
There might be some state cops that are watching this, so you gotta.
Yeah, that's true. Dial that back or something. I was kidding, Stadies.
So he reached out to me and said that he wanted to do his favorite 3 comedies for
Fuck, marry, kill.
Yes, this Fuck, Marry, Kill is where we do the Fuck, Marry, Kill, but we do it into movies. And I'll go over the
rules.
I'll give you the rules real quick, just so that we have everybody who's just tuning in knows how to play the game. Fuck, the movie is only allowed to be in your DVD player once. For one weekend. You just have to have it on repeat for one weekend. It's kind of like that guilty pleasure where you just get to go in there and watch it for a weekend, and then you're done with it, and it's destroyed, cracked, snapped in half, and out of existence.
Gone.
Mary is that DVD is in your DVD player
Till death do you part.
Till death do you part. No divorces. This is not like modern day. This isn't 50% of the people are getting divorced or anything like that. This is till death do you part in repeat forever. On repeat. All the time.
No
TV anymore. Yes.
The Great Bambino. Sorry.
And then
I get sidetracked.
And then obviously
so
kill is where they just kill the movie off and it is no longer in existence. You still have those memories. You still have the great memories of.
I'm glad we clarified that.
Old. Yes, you still have the memories, but you cannot watch it ever
I didn't like
again.
the idea that the kill meant the movie never existed.
Yeah, no. So that is in there. It's the movie is there.
All right, you want them?
I do want them. I want them right now.
All right.
We have 8 minutes.
Okay.
No, we have 6 minutes. We're doing it because we only have 2 people today.
All right,
so
here we go.
let's do it.
So the first, Animal House.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Airplane.
That's an awesome movie.
And Tommy Boy.
Oh, really? Tommy Boy's number 3, huh?
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah. Oh God, I love Farley. Farley and Spade. I even liked Black Sheep, which I know was nowhere near on the level of.
Yeah,
Tommy
I like all his movies.
It was still great though.
I like all of his movies. Black Sheep is
even.
is
I could
awesome.
even watch Beverly Hills Ninja. I'd put that in my guilty pleasure category.
That might be that and Almost Heroes. See, Tommy
Almost
Boy,
Heroes was bad.
I love that.
Really?
movie. I love it. I absolutely.
That is not one of my guilty pleasure westerns.
I love that movie so much. I love that. I love. I might like Beverly Hills Ninja and Almost Heroes more than I like Tommy Boy and Black Sheep.
Wow, that's
That's
weird.
And I think it's just because I think it's just because I don't watch them as many times. They're not on TV all the time like Tommy Boy is.
There's a reason why they're not on TV.
But I love it.
Actually,
I love
Beverly
it.
Hills
And
Ninja is on a lot.
And I watch them both. I own them both. So I love.
Who else was in Almost Heroes? I'm trying to.
Chandler Bing.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Okay. This. Oh God, it was horrible. It
was so good.
Bad.
So
okay.
So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna fuck, marry, kill?
Which one do you want first?
Let's do it let's do it in the order. Fuck. Give me that guilty pleasure, that weekend where that your marriage is a little on the rocks for the weekend. Not gonna quite break up, but what are you gonna hammer home for that weekend?
This one.
I imagine this is tough for you. It's not as tough for me, but
really tough because these are basically my 3 favorite comedies. Not basically, they are.
Okay.
The fuck is going to be Airplane.
All right. Okay.
I have to fuck Airplane. I have to keep it in my life, even if just for a weekend.
Just for a weekend.
Even if only for a weekend.
So, are you gonna? What are you gonna marry?
This is easy for me, but it's tough because the kill is. I can't believe I'm killing Tommy Boy, but yes, Animal House.
Really?
Animal House is my all-time favorite comedy.
Yeah.
The stickiness of that movie and its ability to transcend time is unreal. Yeah. Because as long as there are kids going to college, that is very true. That movie is viable.
A lot of those, even like Van Wilder and all that stuff, they live forever.
They do. But I still watch that movie, and I've seen it God knows how many times, and I still laugh. I still laugh at the same parts. I still quote the same parts. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't get old. I could never give up Animal House. And that was tough because Chris Farley was a
He's a genius.
He
was
a
pratfalling, comedic timing
big
genius.
part of my youth. He was so important to me growing up. I loved him. But
have you had the chance to watch the documentary yet?
No, I still haven't. I know it's really bad. I gotta watch it. I gotta just buy it.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's definitely worth the buy.
I think
it's worth the buy.
I'm afraid of crying.
Yeah, it almost gets there. It almost reaches that moment.
It will. I'll cry.
There's a couple of times throughout the movie watching the documentary that you're kind of like, oh man, and like every time it cut to commercial, because I watched it on Spike when it was live, I was kind of like, oh,
did I ever tell you this?
I just miss him so much.
I don't know if I ever told you this. When I found out he died, it was just at the end of one of my college semesters. I was driving home for winter break.
Okay.
And I heard it on the radio, and I got so lost in my emotions that I didn't even realize I was like, I don't remember. I got a ticket. I got pulled over. I got a ticket, and I don't remember if it was for speeding or for swerving all over the place. Probably both, knowing me. Yeah. But I remember saying to the officer, I said, honestly, the reason why I was driving so awfully was because I just found out that Chris Farley died, and he didn't care really.
Yeah, he was probably like, what the fuck?
I don't really care. Here's your ticket. But for me, I was just like, that was life crushing.
Wow.
Then the officer goes, and usually when I pull people over, they pull over to the shoulder.
Nice. He's in the middle. Well done. Well done. Different. Hey, you went right to Black Sheep. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that was great.
All right, I'm sorry. I only left you like a minute.
No, it's all right. I mean, if I'm gonna fuck one for a weekend, I'm going the same. Actually, this is the tough one for me, because this is between Airplane and. I love Airplane so much. I think it is just so funny. But I haven't watched, and I've watched that more recently. Like, I probably watched that in the last 3-4 months.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go. You know what? Just because it has a phenomenal soundtrack, and on top of that, it has one of my favorite wedding songs of all time in it. Shout. I'm gonna go with my fuck for my weekend pleasure. My weekend guilty pleasure is going to be Animal House. I am going to be killing off Airplane. I've watched that recently. I have my all the key moments in my head. Yep. And I am going to marry Tommy Boy, because that movie is it's timeless. I love, and I wouldn't be able to. I don't think I'd be able to, like, if I killed off either of those other two movies, I would be okay. If I killed off Tommy Boy, I don't think I could live with myself.
Fair enough.
Oh wow, look at that. Perfect.
That was pretty perfect.
Perfect timing. We do have a 1-minute edition that I can hit if we need extra time.
The only thing I actually additionally would want to say too is one of the reasons why Airplane and Animal House, and maybe even more specifically Airplane, means so much to me is that the slapstick comedy is such a dead art.
No, yeah,
it's not even.
Gone.
I don't know, and I don't know where
Tommy Boy too. And,
Tommy Boy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know where it died. To me,
it died with Chevy Chase, who hasn't died, but he just doesn't do much film anymore.
But because I mean, Naked Gun. It was hard for me not to throw one of the Naked Gun movies into that top 3. They're 4 really, and though I mean. No coincidence that Leslie Nielsen was in Airplane too.
Leslie Nielsen is amazing too. I mean, he was a genius.
He was a genius. I wonder if it died with him.
I love Spy Hard. I love Spy Hard. That scene where he's like they're going back and forth and fighting, and then it's like he's fighting Dr. Ruth, he's fighting Hulk Hogan, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yes,
and he comes one thing after another. It keeps going back.
It's a lost art. It's a lost art, and I don't know why. Yeah. It's not really a difficult formula. I don't know. I think it comes down to the talent of the individual. Maybe.
I think that's probably the biggest problem. Is that you have Mel Brooks, who did a lot of stuff like that as well, with Robin Hood Men in Tights and all that kind of stuff. And your boy, I can never pronounce his name. The actual Robin Hood I can't pronounce his name.
Cary Elwes?
Yes, I can never pronounce his name.
Elwes.
Yeah, Elwes. All
right. That's not hard.
Yeah. And now that I kind of know, maybe I'll just.
What did you think it was? I'm very curious to hear.
I pronounce it different.
Was it like Cary Yules or something?
And I pronounce it different every time. Every
like
single
Yul
time.
Brynner?
Yeah.
Cary Yules.
Every time I pronounce it.
You were trying to go too fancy.
Yeah. So he does a lot. Mel Brooks does a lot of movies that are kind of like that as well, and it is. I mean, I think it looks so easy, but it's actually tough to put on the, actually come through on.
I'm 99% sure that Mel Brooks was actually the voice of the.
Yes, he was in Hotel Transylvania.
Yes, okay. All right, he was.
Yes.
Vlad. He was Vlad.
Yes. All right. We are going to move on to our first actual segment, and that is.
New news.
New news. That's right. Actually, I have to. We were supposed to get 4 minutes per topic, but I think I'm going to actually take that down to 3 minutes per topic because we are Chadless. We are Chadless. We are Chadless. Yeah. No Anna Kendrick. No Chad. The Chadwick. And the first thing up that I want to talk about.
Okay, Marky Mark. Bring it down a notch.
Oh man, Marky Mark.
What did he say in front of the Pope the other day? Go Eagles.
Is that what he said?
I think so during his speech. Go Eagles. He is ridiculous. He's great though.
He's ridiculous. All right, so I went to go check the Friday to see if the box office were up.
It wasn't, right?
It was not. So, but I'm going to go to a different site, and we do have the estimates.
Yeah. Okay.
I will read through the top 5.
Okay.
And that's what we'll kind of go with.
I have a feeling I'm going to be owing you a coffee.
No, I think I owe you a coffee.
Nuh-uh.
I think so.
Oh my God.
Just for the top 5. The
Okay.
top 5. I don't think I did very well this week.
All right.
Hotel Transylvania 2 finishes in the top slot.
Which we both had at one, right?
48 million. In the second slot, The Intern.
I had that as 2, right?
Yes, I believe so. And that finished at 17 million. So a lot less than you predicted.
Way less.
Closer to what I did. I said 19 and a half.
Yeah.
You did 17. This was actually, when we were Skyping.
Like 29 or something?
I can't remember. When we were talking about everything, you had kind of said that you thought it was going to be big and that it was going to do really well and all that kind of stuff. And that the way that everything was boiling down, you thought the box office wasn't going to be very good this weekend. And it ended up not being very good because Hotel Transylvania 2 at 48, The Intern at 17, Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials finished in third, 13.8. Everest finished at number 4 at 12.1. It was you had number 5. We might actually tied on this. And Black Mass.
Sounds like a push.
Black Mass finished in the 5th spot at $11 million.
Because I had Black Mass 3, I think.
So we'll have to see.
Runner
This would be bad if you only had 1 out of 5 and I had 2 out of 5. That'd be bad. That's pretty bad. I'll have to go back and look.
It's not good.
We'll have to go back and look because we'll have to get ready for that coffee, that caffeine intake.
Pumpkin.
All right. So, for the rest, surprisingly, the Perfect Guy dropped off. It's only in the 7th. The Visit is still number 6.
Yeah. I still have to go see The Visit.
And then it goes Perfect Guy, War Room, The Green Inferno did 3.5 mil.
Very limited release though. Right?
Yes. It's 1,500 theaters. So that's quite a few theaters. But and A Walk in the Woods is number 10 at $1 million this weekend.
Which one? What is that?
That's with Nick Nolte and I think it's Robert Redford.
Okay.
It's got like it's kind of got like a good cast, and it was supposed to be a comedy, but it just didn't really hit the mark.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
All right.
So is there any real big surprises for you here? I mean, for me, I'm surprised at Everest because it's big opening IMAX when it was at, what the hell did it start off at? It did $7 million its opening weekend.
And you had that at 2, right? Didn't you?
I think I did, yeah. Because
that's what I think you did too.
And I expected it because it was in more theaters that more people are just going to go out and see it because it kind of looks like a pretty cool movie. But I mean, it is one of those movies that I think you need to see in IMAX.
I don't think there's any surprises for me because I believe we both hit on all the top 5 movies, just not in the right order.
Right order, yeah.
But we were essentially 5 for 5 in terms of
getting
naming the top 5.
Yeah, just not in the right order.
Yeah.
Hotel Transylvania 2. I think you had.
I had 58 million on that.
Yeah,
so 48.
I had 40 something.
So
and it did pretty well. It didn't do as well as most animated films do, but
I'd be interested to see what the original Hotel Transylvania did in its opening weekend. I'm guessing better, actually.
You think so?
Yeah, I would think so.
I'm sure it did. I could actually tell you that in just a few seconds.
I'm going to guess and say it was high 50s.
High 50s for opening weekend?
Yeah, maybe more.
Opening weekend, 42.5.
Really? Wow.
But it made 360 mil.
Yeah, this one's not. I don't think this one's going to approach that.
You don't think so?
No, I don't, because I don't think it was as good. And I think people are going to be like, eh.
I don't know, but there's not a lot of animated films that are coming out. Its biggest competition will be in 2 weeks.
What, Goosebumps or whatever?
In 2 weeks is Pan.
That's not even animated. Oh, Pan. Pan's not animated.
In 2 weeks.
By
And
the
then
way,
Goosebumps comes a week after that.
I've seen some trailers for Pan now.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in.
I want to see that.
Definitely in.
I am very excited to see that movie.
I didn't see Rufio though. Where was Rufio? Rufio was nowhere to be found.
I like the movie Hook. I thought that was good.
Hook.
And the original animated film with Peter Pan. That's also good.
I got a little confession. So I was watching Hook.
There was one that I still haven't watched that my brother watched. What movie is that?
By P.J. Hogan.
Yeah. What is it called?
It's called Peter Pan.
Is it called Peter Pan?
Oh yeah, that came out of what, a few years ago?
2003.
And you really like that movie a lot?
Ago,
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
I was right after Robin Williams' passing.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to watch Hook, and I popped it in, and I did that.
It's actually got a pretty good score too.
Oh my god, it's tremendous.
The score is very good.
The music is great. Dun, 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 dun. It's awesome. It's awesome. I love that movie. Like
I have a couple of the Hook songs, like the score.
I love the scene towards like the end where he's trying to remember how to fly, and then he finds his happy thought, and then he like shoots up. Shoots up through the sky, and he looks about 40 years younger somehow. Amazing makeup job, and about 30 pounds lighter.
But still all the arm hair.
Yes, still extremely hairy. Great movie. Great movie. And Dustin Hoffman is
Robin Williams.
Captain Hook.
Yes, he was good.
He was really good.
He was good. All right, so we're going to move on to the actual first topic here. The actual first real legit topic. And that is, speaking with The Hollywood Reporter, the franchise's producers were asked about the upcoming project. This is for Men in Black, and including their hopes for more Men in Black.
Yes.
And the answer was quite positive, though they offered little concrete details. We're in the middle of talks, Walter Parks said, when asked if he and Laurie McDonald were discussing the potential revival of a Men in Black story at Sony. He said it's very attractive. However, Parks also said that Will Smith would most likely not be involved, while McDonald clarified that a new Men in Black would be reinvented as a trilogy, a threequel. Unfortunately, reinvented doesn't explicitly clarify whether or not the films would be reboots in a new universe or new stories told in the same continuity. What are your thoughts on a Men in Black reboot and possible threequel without Will Smith? All right, so we will start that right now.
I love the idea. I actually hope it's a threequel, and I hope it's a threequel with Josh Brolin being a young K.
So you want it kind of prequels? Yeah.
Okay. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you do that? First of all, he was really good.
He did embody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tommy Lee,
and I felt like he had like the voice down pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that. I think the fact that Will Smith's not going to be in it doesn't bother me, and that's not because I don't like Will Smith. I do, but I think the Men in Black story and what that is, like the foundation of that organization.
I don't think he would fit in as well as the older character.
No,
like Tommy Lee did.
Right.
He embodied that, because now you would have to have Will Smith almost kind of revert into like a more stoic and serious. So you need that young kind of person to play off of that emotions.
And I think if you think about like what the Men in Black is, like the foundation of that organization, that story could be told with any characters. I mean, there's a bunch of different agents that you could build that story around. It doesn't have to be around Agent J or Agent K. Now, if I had my preference, I would like to have it be, like you said, a threequel where it focuses on a young Agent K.
Okay.
And Josh Brolin would be in the role.
So you want a threequel, but a prequel.
But if they did none of that, and they just went in a different direction, and it was actually set in the future with somebody, with a completely different focal point, fine. I think the franchise is strong enough, the premise of the movie is strong enough on its own that you don't need either of them.
My biggest problem with this is that the actors, you need good quality actors to play off of each other.
Sure.
And you need that kind of,
But that's what I mean. Like, the formula's there, but does it have to be Will Smith?
No, I don't think it has to be Will Smith. I think
that's why I'm excited about it in general, because I think no matter what, they'll get two good actors. They would get two really good actors.
It's Sony though. Sony's been having such
why not do females? Why not do Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock make it the Heat with Men in Black? Women in Black.
I don't know about that.
No, all right.
I don't know about that. But, I mean, I think just finding the counterparts and then having Sony is just really bad with their decisions over the last, I don't know, 2 years or so.
Yeah.
They've dropped the ball on so many different things that makes me a little worried. I actually was one of the very few people that wanted the Men in Black 22 Jump Street, the Jump Street crossover. Oh, okay. I felt like having Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill cross over into the Men in Black franchise, because I think the Jump Street franchise with them too, I think is pretty much done.
Probably.
You can't really do much more with that and keep the laughs going. So I felt like having them, you could have almost a crossover point where at the very beginning, the first 30 minutes of the movie is just them kind of, not having any work to do. Yeah. And then Men in Black recruiting them because of the work they do. And now they have to go into this franchise.
Okay.
So I thought that could have worked out pretty well.
Interesting.
You could have kept on going with that, because that isn't just the same recycled story over and over again like the Jump Street franchise is, where they're
that's
going
a very
to
interesting
schools,
concept.
So like now they can just go in and fight all a bunch of different aliens and stuff.
In general, though, I love the idea of more Men in Black movies.
Yeah, I'm
totally fine by me.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it, and I would like to see.
I still think the first one's like a classic.
Would you want a Will Smith cameo though?
Sure. And a Tommy Lee
It'd
Jones.
be tough in a prequel, but it would be.
In a prequel, yes.
But,
well, not necessarily, because there's time travel involved. So
yeah, I guess now there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as long as we don't get any Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges with R.I.P.D.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that.
That's like an alternate universe.
I have to tell you though that movie is working its way into my guilty pleasure category. It is.
It's that bad.
It defines the guilty pleasure category though.
All right, so we're going to go on to the next segment here, the next topic, and that is Deadline reported that a long time production partner to Warner Brothers is going to sell off the rights to 78 of their most precious nuggets of fandom. While the libraries of every film are up for grabs, the studio has retained the rights to remake certain properties in the mix. Among the titles staying put are the Jim Carrey classic Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, the 80s baseball comedy Major League, and even the legendary horror film The Exorcist. Other than that, the studio retains the TV rights and gets a portion of any money made from said remakes. What are your thoughts on a possible of either an Ace Ventura: Pet Detective or Major League remake? I will start off with you, Mr. Brian. Why don't you?
I'm the only one here?
Yeah, well, I could start off with me. So what do you think? What do you think about actually remaking these movies? These are classically iconic movies.
Remaking with not Jim Carrey and obviously not with the Major League. You'd have to go with a younger. You know what? In short, no, leave them alone.
Neither one.
Don't need them. They're classics. They stand on their own. Don't soil the memory of those great movies. I just don't.
I personally,
because you know why? Here's why.
Okay.
Especially with Ace Ventura, because that movie was so built around Jim Carrey's interpretation of that character.
Right,
it's
and that's
so strong.
That's my thing, is that there are no I can't even picture another actor that has the same rubber face and like
who could do it?
The weird gangly body that you can just do all that stuff. And
outside of Jim Carrey
with the hair, I don't know, and I still want a third Ace Ventura.
If they want to do that, fine.
I would love it, because I actually am in the minority where Ace Ventura, the second one, When Nature Calls, is my favorite.
There's something on the wing.
Something. I love that.
4 darts is too much.
He's shaking the pole, and he's like, "Oh, you're good. With my help, you could be the best."
I just like when he gets hit with the darts in the leg, and he's like, ah, ah, ah.
Tommy Davidson is
Tommy
great.
Davidson was great.
That movie, I love that movie so much. Slinky. I'm gonna go back up to the top. Can we have more time? Like, no, come on.
I mean, for me, to me, the first one is still better, way better. But I did actually enjoy the second one. I didn't hate the second one.
I love that so much. Yeah. The Monopoly guy, everything. I can't picture anybody.
Monopoly guy.
I can't picture anybody doing that role. That's my biggest problem with that.
Yes.
And recapturing in Major League, recapturing the magic that they had with the chemistry of everybody in Major League and the story they built up around it. I can't personally, I'm usually for remakes, as if everybody knows, because I'm constantly saying yes remake, yes reboot, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But in this case, I just can't think of a way to recapture the magic of Major League or find a actor that's anywhere near as, I don't know, charismatic as Jim Carrey.
That person does not exist.
Which we will be talking about Jim Carrey a little bit later as well.
I know, which I'm looking forward to.
Random rants and rave reviews. I'm going to be talking about a little bit more about Jim Carrey later.
There's no reason to listen. Not every movie needs to be remade. Okay, not every franchise is meant to be rebooted. Some things are just left best.
You think so?
Leave them alone. Leave those two alone.
I think
if they want to make a third Ace Ventura with him, fine. But please do not resuscitate Major League.
I would love
because
for them to make a
Major
third
League and Major League 2 are so good, so good.
Yes.
Just don't.
Major League 2 was my first date with my wife.
Again, Charlie Sheen and Tom Berenger and Wesley Snipes, even though Wesley Snipes wasn't in the second one, Omar Epps was.
Yeah, right.
Which was okay. It was passable, but leave that franchise alone, especially.
Okay. All right. We are going to move on to the next topic. Hugh Jackman was interviewed by MTV on behalf of Pan, where the actor plays a legendary pirate Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
But when he was asked who he would cast as a younger version of the iconic mutant hero, Wolverine, Jackman admitted, "He's younger than me for sure. I think Tom Hardy would be a great Wolverine." What do you think about Jackman's choice to play Wolverine? And would you have anybody else in mind? Who do you have in mind for a Wolverine character?
Tom Hardy.
That's who you had in mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's he's spot on with that. He's so spot on with that. Tom Hardy is, I can look at him and see Wolverine.
Yeah.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't look at him and see Bane until I actually saw it.
Right. Well, I mean, he's got a mask
on.
But
I thought he was great as Bane. I think when that came out too,
I did not like him as Bane.
Yeah, there was. See, I did. Was that really his fault though?
It was him and Bale. Both of their voices. It was like almost watching a silent film.
That
you couldn't understand a damn word. You need subtitles.
Become a parody, but of itself.
I couldn't understand you. I couldn't understand you.
Perhaps he's wondering why someone would want to shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. It's a fair question, by the way. Listen, I actually liked him as Bane, but I agree with Hugh Jackman on this. I think he would be an awesome Wolverine. I can visualize it. I really can.
I can really visualize him too. I personally, for me, if they want to reboot the character, because I want an old man Logan. I'm not 100% sure. I know that that's
young guy.
I know that. This is...
I like the old man Logan too.
I do. And my number one choice has been for a while for old man Logan is Mel Gibson. He has got that look. He's
like big, really old man Logan though.
But that is the storyline.
Can you see that?
Gray hair.
Do you see that happening?
No. Yeah. I don't see that happening because I just don't see, for one, I don't think Mel Gibson would want to do it. I mean, that's about right now. I mean, he might want to.
No, I think he might want to do it.
He would have to be asked, and I don't think that studios are still that comfortable with him out there, especially with the promos that have to be done for these kind of movies and stuff like that. And he's trying to shy away from the promos and stuff like that because of all the questions that are going to be asked. But
I know what you're saying though, from like he does look like he could be,
and he has that. He can get into that rage mode, and
he could get into that shape too if he needed.
He's already in the shape from Expendables. He's huge.
Was he? Yes. I still haven't seen Expendables 3 yet.
Expendables 3. He's huge, and he was phenomenal. His scene in that.
Yeah.
He has a scene in there where in the van that is just. Talk about like the best scene, one of the best scenes in the movie. It's phenomenal. I am in agreement with him though. Is if you're going a younger way, not only does Tom Hardy fit the look and the mold and he has the acting skills, but he's also shorter.
Yes,
he's got that. He's like 5'9", 5'10", so he's got that shorter and stocky build, and which is actually more like Wolverine in the comics.
I got one other guy for you though.
Okay.
And I would love to see it because I believe that his career needs the injection.
Okay.
Is Gerard Butler.
All right.
If you think about first of all, we know he's physically capable of
he can get
getting
jacked.
jacked.
All these actors can get jacked.
And I believe I actually like the accent that he would, I mean, I'm sure he would dial it down a little bit. He'd have to.
Yeah.
But I think he could, and he does have the acting chops. I know he
definitely needs the injection.
He needs the injection.
For sure.
But I think he'd do well too.
All right. So we're going to move on to the next segment. But before we do that, I do want to talk about something that we are going to be filming soon. Actually, we've already started filming. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I've taken some photos of my brother off filming stuff, and that is for our Man of Steel kind of cover. Like, we're doing like a little promo that we're going to be doing for CineTalk, and I've talked about it a couple of times before on these shows, and we're doing this little CineTalk promo. It's going to follow the Man of Steel first teaser trailer that we did. It's kind of like that. Brian is going to be filming his little part of that today, so you might see another photo on Instagram today, which is Sunday. This show will probably be coming out on around Tuesday. But we're gonna be doing that. I'm excited for it because
Still don't know what they're gonna make me do.
Yeah,
I'm not taking my shirt off, just so you know. That ain't happening. Don't ask me to do that scene where like he comes out of the water and he's all jacked.
Doing the Jack painting Rose scene.
yeah, and but Chad was supposed to be Rose, right?
Yeah, but
So now I gotta
adapt and overcome.
All right. Do you know how to paint? Will you paint me?
Sure. Does that mean you're getting topless?
I'm gonna have to get topless. I expect
Nobody should be topless during the filming of any of this stuff. Just want to.
We're gonna go on my deck and we're gonna do Jack, I'm king of the world.
God. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right.
So we're going to be doing that, but we're going to move on to the next segment here, and that is
it's probably for the best.
The movie
In or out of the movie trailer park.
And this is where we talk about the trailers that have come out recently within the last week or so, and we tell you if we're in or out based on this. We're going to tell you if we're in or out on this movie based off of the trailer.
Right.
Most of these trailers are found on movie clips on YouTube. So you type in, on YouTube, you type in movie clips, movie clips with Fandango, all that kind of stuff. They have that, and that is how we kind of figure out most of the clips. Have you figured out movie clips yet?
Yes, I think I've mastered it at this point.
Oh yes.
Well, I mean, have I responded to you with a text where you're like, nope, you can't take that one? I think we've put that behind us.
Great. I'm glad to hear that.
I'm getting better.
All right. And what I'm going to do is I will read the synopsis for these movies.
Yeah.
And oh, that's not good. That's awesome. IMDb, plot unknown.
Oh, for Angry Birds?
Yeah.
Well, the trailer doesn't really.
I mean, it kind of you kind of get an idea.
Do you need to know the plot?
You kind of. Let's say we'll start off with you. We're going to start off with you on this in or out of the trailer park with Angry Birds, because this is your movie.
Yeah.
So I'll let you start talking about it right now.
Okay.
Plot unknown.
Yep. Well, that's fine. Plot unknown for Angry Birds. When I first heard that the movie was going to be made, I was like, ugh, really? I mean, an app-based game turned into a movie. And then I saw the voice cast for it. So just to run down the list: Jason Sudeikis, Peter Dinklage, Bill Hader, Keegan-Michael Key, Josh Gad, Maya Rudolph, Danny McBride.
Yep.
All-star voice cast.
That's like an all-star, not just an all-star cast, but an all-star comedic cast.
Right. So then my spirits were lifted.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Then I saw the trailer and they went back down.
Really?
Yeah, the trailer did nothing for me. I did not laugh, I don't think, once during that trailer.
Okay.
I didn't think it was funny at all. What I'm hoping is that it's one of those trailers where what they're showing you is actually not any of the movie footage, just was specifically created for the trailer, because it was terribly unfunny. I mean, yeah, okay, I recognize some of the voices, great, but the voices are only as good as the story is going to be, or at least as funny as the movie could potentially be.
Okay.
So the trailer did not get me excited. I would say, I guess I'm in the middle.
On the fence still?
I will probably end up seeing it because I'm thinking my kids might want to see it.
Yeah.
Although it was funny because even their reaction, again, trying to gauge their reaction, I remember when I told them, hey, there's an Angry Birds movie coming out, they were kind of like, whatever, we're just going to go back to watching.
Did you guys ever play Angry Birds?
I still play it.
You still play Angry Birds?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never played the game.
I play the real one all the time. I love the real version. I don't know why.
I've never played Angry Birds. I don't know.
It's addicting. I get it. Like I get the. I think it's a fun game, but I just I think my initial reaction maybe was the right one, where it was kind of like, ugh, they're turning this into a movie. It's not necessary.
Well, I mean,
your thoughts?
I think that this movie. When it came out, when they said Angry Birds was going to come out, I was kind of like, oh my, who cares?
Right.
Like a DVD release, I don't give a crap. Like whatever.
If that.
Just, I had no interest really in seeing the movie at all. And then the cast list came out, and like you, my hopes immediately went up.
How could it not?
Not high, but they went up.
Sure.
And I saw the trailer. I actually didn't mind the trailer. I thought it was okay.
What did you like about it?
Because I don't know anything about Angry Birds. I just thought it was interesting to see, because I want to see, I just want to see this story of these angry, like getting ready to explode birds, like that are gonna go absolutely apeshit crazy at some point in time.
Actually, the Danny McBride one, because he's the bomb bird, right? And that does look.
That's
okay.
gonna be. I think that's gonna be funny, like to see him, because he is. That's what he is. He seems like the type of person ready to explode.
I think they're going to. I think they're absolutely building the.
It was like
birds around.
It was like Lewis Black as Anger in In or Out.
Inside Out. Yeah.
Like So I am kind of looking forward to it. I am definitely more in on the movie than out, but I'm not completely sold yet. I need a little bit more footage, because the trailer did seem a little kind of, I don't know if it's sloppily put together, but
it wasn't.
It was kind of like, it didn't really tell much of a story.
No, it told nothing of a story.
Which I mean,
at this point, I would say it's like I'm 51-49 in.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you're on the fence, like 1 foot over the fence.
I will probably. I'm almost 90% sure I'm going to see it in the theater, because I think at the end of the day, my kids will probably want to see it. So.
Yeah. All right.
Even though they didn't express a lot of initial excitement over it.
Yeah. How about what's the movie that's coming out? The Pets movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
You know what was weird about that one? No, I know which one you're talking about. The first time I saw that trailer, I didn't think it was good. Then I watched it again. And I actually was like, okay, you know what? Watching it the second time, it was better. Because you are a pet friendly family. Like, you have a lot of pets. Yes, it's Wild Kingdom up in there. Yeah.
And we're gonna go. What about your kids? Are your kids excited to see that movie?
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna see that. Yeah. We're gonna see. That's a no brainer. No doubt about it.
Because I know that I'm excited. I
actually have a feeling.
I had the neighbors over. I had the neighbors' kids come over and watch the trailer, and they were all like, "Oh my god, I can't wait for that to come out."
I think that's one of those ones where it's going to be
a surprise hit.
Yeah, I think it is. Not like Frozen surprise hit, but good.
That movie, I still don't understand why that did so well.
Frozen?
Yeah.
You don't get it?
I don't understand why it did so well.
It means you don't get it.
What don't I get?
You don't get why it did so well.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It wasn't that great of a movie.
No, it was a phenomenal movie.
It was.
Agree to disagree.
It wasn't. It won't even come in my probably top 10 animated films that came out in the last 5 years.
It doesn't have to do that necessarily for you to recognize it as a great movie.
I don't think it was great. I think it was above average.
Wow.
Like if I rated it,
iconic.
If I rated it out of 10, it would probably be maybe a 7, maybe.
Well, that's still pretty good.
It's above average. Like, if you figure 7 out of 10, you get 7. That's a C. C minus.
C minus.
Yeah. So
it's like me in high school.
All right.
Below average.
So we're going to go to my film next. And my film is a film that I'm very intrigued with, because I just, this whole housing bubble thing is very, very intriguing to me. And that is The Big Short, starring Brad Pitt and Christian Bale. And then it says, 4 outsiders in the world, this is the synopsis, 4 outsiders in the world of the high finance who predicted the credit and housing bubble collapse of the mid-2000s decide to take on big banks for their lack of foresight and greed. Now, I watched this trailer just, what was it, last week or something when it came out. Yeah. And when I saw it, I was like immediately like, holy crap. Like, I wanted to see this story told so badly because I'm actually one of the people that bought a house in the mid 2000s, and it was when the market was at its highest.
Yep.
And a short time after that, the housing market collapsed, and now I have this mortgage that, it was, obviously my house is not worth anywhere near what it was worth.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of work to it and stuff like that. Obviously, I mean, we were not here for construction reasons a couple of times. And
could you please hold the goddamn hammering?
Yeah. So I have just wanted to see this story play out so well, and with the cast that they have, I am so intrigued with this movie, and I could not be more in on a film than anything. This movie is also like that movie that the trailer that I think we talked about several months ago was 99 Homes, which is kind of got that same feeling to it, like where they're coming in, they're kicking people out of their houses, and they're doing it early and like getting people so they can come in and take over the house, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm very intrigued with the story because it affected so many people's lives. And I think a lot of people are kind of going to want to see this due to that because we all lived this.
Yeah.
This isn't just a small section. Like they're just focusing in on like something happened in Chicago or they're focusing. This happened to the nation.
Yeah.
So I think that it could be not only a good movie, a very good movie, Oscar possibly kind of style.
Oh, I think so.
It could also be a huge financial success.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the trailer? I mean, I'm obviously in.
I agree with you on the fact that this impacted almost everybody. I mean,
yeah. I mean, not people that are in their teens didn't really get affected too much. Right. They did because their parents and stuff like that bought houses.
Like my wife and I were lucky because we were on the other end of it.
Right.
We just bought a new house 2 years ago, and we were beneficiaries of probably getting a house
like my brother.
I mean, we got a house that would have been 5 or 10 years ago out of our price range, but fell into our price range because of all of that. The trailer, and it's funny when you know a movie's probably going to be good when you consider on the surface that the subject matter is mostly boring when you think about it. I mean, if you really think about it, okay,
yeah, it's tough to kind of build tension around that kind of stuff, and
yet I watched that trailer and I'm like, man, I got to go see that movie. Yeah. I mean, that movie looks good. And I think I agree with you. I think there are going to be I have a feeling there's going to be some best supporting actor nominations.
Maybe Bale.
Maybe.
I liked his performance, what I saw in the movie.
Yep.
I thought that his whole just demeanor, everything, how
and
he's
the way he dressed,
the way he dresses, he doesn't wear shoes.
No, right? No shoes. He's got like the sweatshirts on.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I am really looking forward to this film. This is
Carell looked.
Oh my gosh!
Hilarious.
And this is like one of those movies that's kind of like the movie Trumbo that we had kind of visited recently during this trailer segment. It's not a movie that I never really heard much about. Yeah. And all of a sudden I see this trailer pop up. I click on it and I watch the trailer and I was like, oh, I cannot wait to see this. That's like that feeling that I had when I saw the Trumbo trailer.
Yep.
Is that, and then it also, after I watch these trailers too, the first thing that happens to me, this is where my mind goes, and I always text my brother about this, is the first thing that happens is that I'm like, oh no. This is another performance that might take the Oscar away from Leonardo DiCaprio. You have Trumbo, you have this movie, which who knows going to be the actual lead in this movie. It might just be a bunch of supporting characters.
Do you and I both suffer the same plate of having a favorite actor who has not won an Oscar? Because DiCaprio's yours, right?
Yeah.
Well, Harrison Ford is mine.
Yeah.
So
I will go on and saying that go on record here saying that Leonardo DiCaprio is a better actor than Harrison Ford.
You're an asshole. I immediately quit this show. Yeah, okay. Maybe, you know what? Maybe he is, but who's had the more iconic roles? Who's the bigger blockbuster? Who's the guy that you paid? Who's the guy
I don't know.
Bank?
Leonardo DiCaprio was in Titanic.
Has Leonardo DiCaprio ever been Indiana Jones? Ever?
He has not.
No. Has he ever been Han Solo? No.
No.
I can keep going if you want, but I won't because you're already embarrassed because you're down 2-0.
The biggest blockbuster. Is it still the second?
Care about Titanic.
Number 2 box office intake of all time.
Oh, I know it.
Titanic.
I know it.
1 billion.
I know it.
Yeah. And I still think he should have. I think he should have been nominated for that role.
He probably should. Yeah, he probably should have been.
And not only that, but he should have been in contention to win.
I'll bet
he
you
was
actually.
really good in that. He's good in that movie.
I'd love to know who won that year. Who actually won Best
God,
Actor? I mean,
that
I
was
don't even know.
96?
He probably wasn't even
97.
I think it was 96 actually.
97.
97. Okay.
He's
It's my favorite movie.
Oh, all right.
It's his Titanic is like he knows everything about Titanic. He's like watched hours and hours of like behind the scenes.
Can you explain why that bitch wouldn't let him on the raft? Because nobody's been able to answer that question.
He had to die.
Fair enough.
He had to die.
I will say this though, I have some friends who watch this who know I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's one of those things where I don't have a legitimate reason why. I just don't.
Yeah.
But I have to recognize the man is. I told
He's
you.
an overtalent.
I have told you his interpretation of Gatsby to me is just so one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
It really was because
So-
it brought me back to the book.
I don't know if you probably saw Wayne's reaction to when I was talking about Leonardo DiCaprio on the last show, where he was saying,
Yeah, I
he's
think
like,
I did.
oh, I just loved it when he's like, my favorite part of Leonardo DiCaprio in any movie is when he's sinking to the fucking bottom of that ocean in the Titanic movie. He's just sinking to the bottom of the ocean. I just couldn't, die, you
Couldn't
fucker.
get enough of that.
Yeah, he's like, I love that part of the movie. I love that. He just isn't like Leonardo. I don't know how you can't. He's so talented and he's so awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I dislike him, but I do love his movies. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but
See,
maybe at some point in my life I will come around to it.
Me and my brother also have a nice back and forth that we constantly do about his favorite actor and my favorite actor. His favorite actor is Tom Hanks. And mine's, and obviously somebody has.
He's winning on that one.
He's got a few Oscars.
He's winning on that. He's got hardware on his side.
And I do not yet, as of yet.
At least I've got icons on my side.
I've
got Indian Han Solo. He's got Tom Hanks and all that hardware that he's
I
toting
got
around.
those box office takes, man. Now, come on, 1.5 bill. It was more than that. What was it? It was like two something, right?
2.1 billion. Is that what you said?
That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Can't argue with the Tom Hanks thing.
No,
I wouldn't even
do.
put Harrison Ford up against Tom Hanks.
I do. Tom Hanks is really good though.
Tom Hanks, man.
Still, one of my favorite movies is
Forrest
with
Gump.
him and Leonardo.
Oh.
Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, Catch Me If You Can.
Amazing movie.
It
It's
was
amazing. It was a really well done.
It
movie.
was a fun movie.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher
As
Walken
his father.
in it, anything.
Yeah. Well, actually, I love Christopher Walken in Balls of Fury.
I liked him in Joe Dirt.
Oh God,
I loved him in
I
Joe
still
Dirt.
haven't seen Joe Dirt.
Oh my God.
No, I refused.
There's a scene I think towards the end of Joe Dirt where good guys win. They're all piled in a car. Christopher Walken's in the car, and Kid Rock is saying something really mean to David Spade, and I'm gonna butcher the line a little bit, but Christopher Walken says something like, "Your tone is all wrong. If you talk to him like that again, I'm gonna stab your eye out with a soldering iron," or something like that. It's just classic Christopher Walken.
And in one of my favorite comedies of all time,
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers.
Ooh, we should do like a favorite Christopher Walken movie. I don't know. It might be Kings of New York
we
for
could
me. I'm
probably
not
do-
sure.
Really?
Kings of New York, yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome.
Interesting.
I don't know.
All right, so this is where we usually take a little quick break. So we're going to take a quick break just to get some refresh our beverages. I don't even have a beverage right now. We'll be back in just about 5 seconds. And I'm not really sure what we're going to have for a commercial this time in between, but it's usually about 2 minutes long.
Best weekend ever! There it is. That's it.
Chad and his best weekend ever.
I still think you should get the girl.
Can we get the Chad giggle? Such a great.
By the way, I like having this element of like a director almost.
Yeah.
Can we keep that?
I wish.
Because he could be like
Well,
if he's not going to be on
schedule is
the,
going to be rotating again soon.
but if he's not going to be on the show, he could be like our Stedman, kind of like from Kelly and Michael. Like we sort of like reference him, but he's off camera.
Well, he actually is. He has the most movie knowledge out of anybody I know.
Well, I'm sure he's got more than the Chad.
He and I were supposed to be doing this show. This was, but it just ended up not working out. And he actually, I tell everybody that he knows more.
So, are you afraid that if
Especially
he comes out here,
facts.
he's going to just embarrass all of us?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
It's absolutely with facts.
we should do
he
that.
just knows them all. He watches because every single movie, especially the ones that he loves, he watches all of these special like cuts, like all the director's cut, the commentary, and how it does, and all the background stuff that was going on. So he knows everything about like all the Lord of the Rings movies, and
That's impressive. I would love to. I want to pick his brain.
I remember the Duke, who actually who does our little intro music.
Yep.
He actually came up with that. He did a little guitar riff, and that's where that comes from.
Oh, okay.
And he and my brother had a little. A battle of the minds of, I think it was from Lord of the Rings. Didn't we do it? Yeah. And it was the, you can play the, what is that game? It's not Trivial Pursuit. Was it? It was the video version where you watch it on TV and you play the game. Oh my gosh. My brother like destroyed, because the Duke he was very, about his knowledge.
Was he bombastic?
Of the Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
He was like, I know everything about Lord of the Rings, especially when it comes to the book and stuff like that. But this was more about the movie. My brother knows, he's read all the books too.
Yep.
But they did, and he destroyed Duke. Like, it wasn't even close. Not even close. It was
impressive.
It's pretty funny. Pretty good. And watching the Duke's reactions, you gotta love them, because if you ever meet the Duke someday, you might be able to get the Duke on.
Duke.
He will be more.
Why is he called the Duke?
His last name's McDougal.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it works.
Makes sense, right?
It works.
And when you see him, you'll understand. He is the Duke.
He's the Duke.
He's Duke. Yeah.
Okay.
The
All
Duke. Dude!
Just like Chad is the Chad.
Yes, exactly. All right, so we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back in just like in the good old times. What the heck was his name? 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Chuck
Chuck Woolery. Right?
Chuck Woolery. Yes.
Yeah, Chuck Woolery.
All right, we'll be back in just a few seconds.
2 and 2. Good morning, America. Ron Burgundy, proudly reporting with his wife, my wife, Veronica Corningware. Nope. Wait.
I'm not even in the picture right now, Ron.
Oh. The camera's on me entirely?
It's all on you.
As it should be. I'm the main attraction. I'm like Shamu at SeaWorld. Nobody cares about the dolphin in the corner. Oh.
Ron, will you start to plug what we're supposed to be plugging?
What are we plugging? The Movie House Maniacs?
Yes.
There, I just did it. I plugged it. The Movie House Maniacs. You must subscribe to the... Hold on. I have to warm up. Superman was forced to use a urinal. Firefox was a great Nintendo 64 game. No, where did that one come from? Aquaman was denied a second mortgage. Good morning, world and America. I'm legendary anchorman Ron Burgundy. Coming to you proudly from MES, More Entertainment Studios. I'm here to plug the Movie House Maniacs on YouTube. Go online, subscribe, and like us. You won't regret it. Burgundy.
And we are back. We are back, and we are bringing you our next segment, and our next segment is
30-second films.
We also got the cameras switched around a little bit, so they should be a little bit even more fluid now. My brother, the camera genius. There's one episode that me and Chad did together that my brother did the camera work, and it's so much better. Because you actually have somebody switching cameras and getting people's face.
Right.
All that stuff. It's so much better.
Real camera work.
Yes, actual real camera work. I mean, we have 3 cameras, and we actually get to use them when he's here, and he does a good job with it. So it's actually one of the better paced shows because of that. So it's pretty cool.
I would imagine.
All right. So we are going to go on to 30-second thoughts, where we get our topics. We get 30 seconds each to give our thoughts on those particular topics.
Sure.
All right, the first one up is, we have been getting a leak after leak after leak, and then confirmation after confirmation after confirmation on cameos happening in the next year's Ghostbusters movie. Mm-hmm. Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, and just announced just a couple days ago.
My favorite actress.
Really?
Sigourney Weaver.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that.
Oh yeah.
Not even close to guess that.
No, who would have been your guess?
I have no idea, but not Sigourney
It would have
Weaver.
been what's her face?
Emily Blunt or somebody.
Emily Blunt. Stoic and serious.
Stoic and serious.
You're married.
But she will also be making a cameo, and Paul Feig has announced that Weaver he also threw some shade at a lot of the fans recently, and we will get into that, and we'll get into more of that later. So what are your 30-second thoughts on whose cameo are you most excited for? Obviously I might know now. And is there anyone else that you would like to see a cameo from the originals?
Actually, you want to be honestly, the cameo I think I'm most excited for is Ernie Hudson. I loved Winston. I loved the Winston character. Obviously, everybody loved Venkman, and I am very happy that Sigourney Weaver is going to be in there. I'm really glad that they were able to, because I know, like, if you had gone back a couple years ago, I mean, every other story you read about Bill Murray was that he was not going to do it.
He was done with the franchise.
Done, completely dead to him.
Absolutely done.
And it's been like pulling teeth, but they got all these guys to agree to come back, which is great.
Okay.
It just the passing of Harold Ramis is just so upsetting.
That's too bad. I mean,
I loved Egon.
Yeah,
everybody
he was
loved
great.
Egon.
He was great, and he fit the mold.
He did
so good.
Oh my
He just
God.
did a great job with that role.
He had a slinky once. He straightened it.
All right, for me, I mean, as far as all the cameos that are going to be in this, great. I mean, I'm not really sure how they're going to do it and how it's going to seem well, and you're not going to get pulled out of the movie a little bit because you're seeing these characters and they're not the original characters. It's not really tying back to the old universe at all, which is fine. That's great. I mean, I will. I mean,
Dan
it will be
Aykroyd's a cab driver. Right?
It will be nice. I mean, and Bill Murray. There is thoughts that he might still be the main villain of the movie. Sigourney Weaver, all this kind of stuff. But if I wanted to pick a couple of people that I want to see in this, that I don't think are going to be in this, one, Rick Moranis.
Yeah,
I would love, but he's retired.
He's retired.
But I would love to see his
Lewis.
Is so great. He was so great.
Boy, the superintendent's gonna be pissed.
He's so great.
Who does your taxes?
And the other one that I need a cameo from, if not a cameo, but more of a role in this movie, Slimer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We need a Slimer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We gotta have a Slimer.
I think that's a given.
I hope. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Come on, he's got it. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah,
but we don't
he'll
know.
be in it.
We don't know. I hope
He'll
so.
be in it.
I hope so. Because it's not supposed to go back to the originals at all, and Slimer is part of the original.
They'll find a way.
I hope so.
They'll find a way.
I hope so. Slimer's great. All right, next topic. After the recent outpouring of positive reviews for The Martian, Ridley Scott has been talking about the Alien franchise quite a bit.
He needs to stop talking about it.
First, he says there will be no aliens in the next Prometheus movie. He says they will need at least 3 or 4 Prometheus movies before it brings us to Alien. And then he comes out very recently and gives us the title for the next Prometheus movie. Aliens Paradise Lost. What are your 30-second thoughts on Scott's comments and the title he has given on the next Prometheus movie? Brian, I will start off with you.
Stop talking, Ridley. You're drunk. What is wrong with him? No, seriously. What is he? Just shut up. Stop. I said this last time because we had a conversation about this in a previous episode where I was like, okay, if you're not gonna have any aliens in the movie, fine, but don't go out and say that.
Yeah.
Because that actually is part of the reason why people are into the Prometheus movies, if not the entire reason why people are there. When I saw the first one, it was because I wanted to get some hint of something alien related. I knew this was a prequel. Don't go out there and... Stupid. Stop drinking.
All right. So if I'm going to... I think that, for one, I think that it's a great idea to have this title in there because I think most people, unless you're a big fan of movies, like really huge into movies, really huge into the Alien franchise, you did not know that this was a Prometheus. Like Prometheus was an Alien prequel.
Right.
I think a lot of people didn't know, and I think that's part of the reason why the movie suffered and didn't really get it. And I didn't even understand it.
Even though it was a good movie.
It was. I was bored.
Really?
I did not enjoy the movie. I was a little bored. I thought the pacing of it wasn't all that great. I thought that Michael Fassbender was great.
Yes.
Charlize Theron was pretty good, but I think that the movie itself was a little sloppy and boring. But I think that it's a brilliant idea to make it Alien Paradise Lost because you're going to get those Alien fans that not the diehards because the diehards already know, but you'll get those kind of casual Alien fans to come out. Although the last few Alien movies were atrocious, so
Yes.
you know, I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to this movie now, though, especially with what I've heard about Martian. I'm really looking forward to it. So
Yes.
all right, next.
Martian is your favorite movie that you've never seen.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's my favorite. I've heard so many positive things about it.
It does look good. It does look really good.
And it does look fun. It looks like a fun sci-fi with like some tense moments. It's just gonna be good.
It looks like Armageddon good. Like that. You don't think that good, or did you not like Armageddon?
I didn't really. I mean, Armageddon's okay.
Oh, really? See, I thought Armageddon was kind of an
It
epic,
was
epic movie.
Yeah, it's like
To me, it had that sort of feel to it.
There's moments that that are laughable for me in that movie.
Well, yeah. There's a few, but some of the characters were a little wild. Steve Buscemi was nuts, but
Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis as a...
That movie was meant for high drama. It was meant to tug at your heartstrings, and I believe it did a good job of that.
All right. Well, hey, that's why
who doesn't buy
cinema is amazing.
By the way, who doesn't buy Bruce Willis as like the hero of the universe? I think that's a pretty easy sell.
I think in his heyday when he wasn't such a fucking grumpus and actually...
you got the pronunciation of Grumpus right, by the way.
I said grumpus. Grumpus. When he wasn't such a grumpus and he actually was trying to act a little bit, I think back then he was pretty good. But even in that movie, I think I don't know. There's just times I just look at him and I'm like, he's such a waste of talent. Like there are movies that you're really good in. He was phenomenal in Looper. In that movie, I don't know. There's times that
Do you think he just doesn't try sometimes?
And one of the most creepy parts...
He takes a movie off?
One of the most creepy parts about Armageddon is when Ben Affleck is like, you know, stroking Liv Tyler and all that kind of stuff and like playing with her belly button and all that kind of stuff to Steven Tyler's song. One of the creepiest moments in that movie whatsoever.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, so weird. All right, so we're going to move on to the next topic.
I'm stroking your belly button while listening to your dad sing. What do you think of that? That's hot, huh?
It was animal crackers.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
was animal
so
crackers.
Weird. So weird.
What would your daddy think about this? Who's your daddy now? Animal crackers.
Oh, man. All right, so the next topic is...
that's right, because he's like, the lion's working its way up to... Oh my God, now I'm remembering it. Because he was trying to do like the Outback voice or something.
Oh my God.
Crikey, here comes the lion.
Sorry. Armageddon. We should do a guilty movie on that.
I don't think that's a guilty pleasure.
It is. I think it is.
a really good movie.
No, it's not.
All right.
Come on. That's the great thing about cinema.
It is.
Yeah, Michael Bay.
Yeah, I know. That is... Michael Bay.
Oh, we should do a best of and worst of Michael Bay on one of these rants and reviews. Random rants and rave reviews. All right, third topic. Rumors are circulating that Hayden Christensen will appear in episode 8. What are your 30-second thoughts on the validity of this rumor? And if you had to bet using your own money, how much would you bet on your guess that he will be in or not in episode 8? Go ahead, Brian.
I believe he'll be in it.
Think he's gonna be in episode 8?
I think there's validity to that. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And how sure
money?
are you? Let's just say
I live check to check. How about $100?
Say that you have $1,000 to spend on this. That's in your
Oh,
your
and what would I
betting
go
fund.
up to?
That's your betting fund. Yeah.
Okay.
How much are
Okay.
you willing to
All right.
put on red or black here?
How about 500?
500. Oh, so you're that sure?
I think you will.
All right.
I think you will, because especially if there's so many options. First of all, could he be Jedi Ghost Hayden Christensen?
Possibly.
Could he be back in the Darth Vader outfit in a flashback?
We talked about this through text
Yes,
message recently.
we did.
And I'll start my 30-second thoughts
Yeah,
right
go
now. We talked about this, that one of the rumors that I had heard is that there's possibly Kylo Ren is obsessed.
My hero, Kylo Ren.
Obsessed with
And I'm obsessed
Darth
with
Vader.
Kylo Ren.
He's obsessed with Darth Vader, and he actually, towards the end of the movie, tries to resurrect Darth Vader.
Yeah.
How? We don't know. Why? Don't know. I mean, obviously obsession, whatever. I mean, I have no idea how this is going to work out. There's no Lazarus pits in Star Wars and stuff that we know of. But that is, and if I had to bet on it, I am not betting a lot on this rumor. I think that he has gotten so much
Shit.
negative
Yeah.
like publicity for his performance in the role, and even since, like, he has only put out like one good performance since the Star Wars movies have come out.
Yeah.
And I think that seeing him could possibly be more hurtful to the franchise
Jar Jar?
I liked J.J. Abrams' take on it, how he wanted to have in the trailer.
Yes,
like,
Jar Jar
how he had
getting
his,
killed or something?
No, he had his
He
bones.
had like yes.
He has bones, his skeleton out in the background
Yeah,
as
yeah,
he's
yeah.
dead. And, he's like, even if only one person saw it, it would still be worth it because he'd love it.
Yes.
Like that,
Is he
would
going to
be-
do that? I hope
I don't know. He said that he wanted to do that.
Why not? People would love that.
It's a little Easter egg, kind of. Yeah. I think it'd be kind of cool.
I think it'd be great.
But as if I had to bet on this, if I had to use $1,000, like $1,000 to the last of my money or whatever, I would bet $100.
Okay.
I am not completely sold that he is going to be in it because of the negative.
So even though you're betting 100, so for me, even saying 500 is still saying a coin flip. Like I think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I think it's going to happen. If I'd have to lean towards yes, but I wouldn't go more than 500 though.
All right. So yeah, I think that there's a good chance that you might get. I'm thinking more maybe Force Ghost, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Rather than doing like a flashback or I don't know, resurrection and stuff like that.
Well, because if you're going to do it,
although having Darth Vader come back would be fucking amazing.
yes, if you're going to do a Darth Vader flashback, does he didn't need to be in the suit? Could be anybody.
Well, I know he doesn't need to be, but it's still. I mean,
I could be in it. You wouldn't see my face.
I don't think you're tall enough.
No, I'm not at all.
I would love it. I mean, Darth Vader's. I mean, he is iconic bad
Yes.
guy number one for I would say 90% of everyone.
Probably my favorite villain. Yeah, would say so.
Right there's mine.
Yes, I know. I have Darth Vader on my keychain, my Lego. Mm-hmm. I've got Darth Vader and Superman. It's like my yin and yang.
Darth Vader's in my brother is probably top 3.
Yeah.
I know. Was it Voldemort number 1? Maybe.
You don't want to talk about it right now.
No, he doesn't want to talk about
Leave
it.
him be.
All right, so we will move on to random rants and rave reviews. We do not have a thing,
Skipping this part.
but first let me take a selfie.
That's above it.
We don't have anything.
Oh.
We're selfieless.
We have no
We're
selfies.
selfless.
Yes, we are.
Selfie.
We don't have a thing for that.
They're not for random
We're
rants.
Chadless and selfless.
I have one. I just haven't put it in yet because I have to edit it with Brian and Brandon doing their random rants and rave reviews. Their Bat Dad voice. So we do have some things that we wanted to talk about, that I wanted to talk about. Do you have anything that you have in random rants and rave reviews?
I do.
All right, well, we'll start off with mine first.
Yes.
We'll start with mine. We've been starting off with you a lot today.
Yes, I know. You've been deferring to me. I appreciate that.
So some things that I would like to talk about. The first thing is this whole thing with Paul Feig and the Ghostbusters movie and the haters, the trolls.
Yeah, yeah.
I even posted a little comment on the Facebook page about saying, how I posted a link to all of his Twitter, or not all of them, but several of his Twitter.
Yeah.
Like kind of, poking at the trolls and
Yeah.
yelling at them and swearing at them. And I didn't really... I've read some other ones that have been even worse than what we saw in this. Like,
Yeah.
he has really leaned into some of these trolls. And then I posted a little hashtag at the end, like, I ain't afraid of no trolls.
That's actually funny. Okay, that's good.
So when some portions of the public start to take this is from I think I found this on Cinema Blend, is when some portions of the public start to take a rather harsh view of a project you're personally invested in, investing your time and energy on, it starts to wear pretty thin pretty fast. It's like Paul Feig has learned this lesson the hard way as he went on Twitter, ran a Twitter rampage against a couple of haters trying to tear down the new Ghostbusters movie. Take, for instance, his first tweet from a series of 3 slamming fans from complaining about the film they haven't seen yet. And I'm going to click on it right now so that I can read some of the little tweets here.
Yep.
Let's see, the first one. You all have no idea what we did, so stop acting like you do. Enough is enough. Just let this movie happen. Hashtag enough. And then we have another one. Him responding to someone. Then you should embrace a new generation getting their own versions of Ghostbusters as a positive force. Your negativity isn't. Commenting to somebody else. And then at this point we have another one where he's just kind of looking for a fight.
Right.
He's like, you've been ranting at me and my cast for months with misogyny and insults. So go fuck yourself. Good night. Hashtag enough. So he has kind of gone on a Twitter rampage, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, he is totally bashing people.
Yeah.
So what do you think about directors and actors defending themselves against haters, like on Twitter and all that kind of stuff? And what do you think of his Twitter response?
Well, I never have a problem with if it's an actor or a director or whatever, if they want to push back on a troll. Mm-hmm. But there's a couple things. One, I don't think he did a really good job of trolling the troll. His responses were, I don't know. I guess I expect more from like a Hollywood director. Like, they should be funnier. And he's just so seriously pissed off.
He's really mad. Well, I'll say this. I have a friend who actually was on the set of Ghostbusters. And he has said that Paul Feig is like bananas crazy. Like, he is like high strung.
Well, he
says the most
says
the most outlandish stuff, and is just kind of like, holy shit! Like, who the hell? Like, what?
And just in general, I feel like when celebrities or athletes and they try and they come back at trolls and stuff like that. Now I get it, like when athletes and celebrities interact with each other, but honestly, do you really give a shit what we think?
Right.
Do you really care? Like, you should not. Like, if I'm Paul Feig, however you pronounce his last name.
I think it's Feig.
I'm not wasting my time with that. I'm just not, because then you're throwing gas on a fire that didn't even need to be lit in the first place.
I mean, haters gonna hate.
Yeah, let them hate. Who gives a shit? You do not have to defend that project to anybody. Most of the world wanted a Ghostbusters reboot, and because it's been talked about for years.
I don't know if most of the world wanted a Ghostbusters reboot. I think, if anything, they wanted another Ghostbusters.
Right, but you know what? That time has passed.
Yeah.
So if we can at least get something Ghostbusters related, it's great. And there are obviously going to be some. And the cast they have is
pretty good.
I think the cast is awesome. And on top of that, you're getting, for those classic Ghostbuster fans, you're going to get some cameos. Maybe they won't be the characters they played, but you're still going to see those individuals in the film. This is a waste of his time. He does not need to do this. He does not need to troll back on the trolls. Yeah. And if he's going to, though, come up with some funnier material.
Especially from a comedic director.
Right. Actually, the funniest thing I heard was the hashtag I ain't afraid of no trolls.
That's me.
That's you.
I came up with that.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't even him. So that's actually funny.
Yeah.
No, his responses were so they were so average.
Yeah.
They were like these average responses, and then the getting pissed off thing. That's throwing gas on the fire.
He really got ticked.
The best thing to do is to ignore the trolls. Ignore them.
Yeah.
Don't fight back.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were him, I'd be like, whatever. I'm the fucking director of the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
You're beneath me.
And he just came,
That's
and
the
he was
attitude
the
I would take
director of
about him.
Spy as well, which I heard. I
Yes.
still haven't seen. I really got to see that
God,
soon.
you really do. It
And
comes
I heard
out-
it's amazing.
well, just wait,
I
it
heard
comes
it's
out in a
very
couple
good.
days.
I heard it's very good.
It's
so.
awesome.
So I'm really looking
was
forward to
so
seeing
awesome.
it. So. But yeah, he was on another level of like, I don't know if he had a couple drinks or whatever, and was just
Maybe.
like, fuck you, everyone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you have not seen this movie. You don't know what it looks like at all.
Right.
You don't know, he was also mad at the media because the media has been posting a lot of the cameos.
Yeah.
And he did not want to have anybody know about these cameos. He wanted them to be surprises.
That's so unrealistic these days. Though.
But he's
really hard
he's
to-
told, he's come out and he said, even the media, like, stop freaking spoiling the movies for people. Like, these are supposed to be cameos that people were going to get to go and enjoy and
Yep.
see and be surprised by. And so he's just been very angry about all of that. I don't know. I mean, are we going to see him direct a big, like, blockbuster type movie like this again? Because this is what follows that stuff around.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
when you're doing remakes.
Yep. Studios
He
pay
might
attention
just-
to this kind of
he
stuff.
might just straight up just decline to do movies like this. He might just stick to those $20 to $50 million comedies,
Maybe.
and that's it. But
and
I don't know.
studios will pay attention to the fact that he's reacting to.
I don't know if they care
Civilians.
that much. I don't know if they care that much because it's not like those trolls. They're most likely probably going to see the movie anyway. They
No, I
probably
know.
want to see it just
Of
so they
course they're
can
going
hate
to.
on it more.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's just stupid.
But it's just stupid that he's playing into their heads when he does not have to.
So all right. So what is your random rant and rave review?
So I'm gonna go. We're going right back to Star Wars. 'Cause I am now that we are 3 months out, less T-minus. Actually, when I was at Toys R Us the other day, they had one of those tickers, and I think we're at like 82 days and counting. So
I can't wait.
I think it's 81 days and counting now. So I wanna pull back the lens here and talk a little bit more about the theory about Kylo Ren and who Kylo Ren may exactly be.
We were talking about that a little bit
So,
through text. Yeah.
Yes. So, and I was going back with one of my other friends on text too, as I was doing it with you about it. And I think he was drunk because he was at like the Yukon tailgating game. And he said something to me like, "Don't talk to me until you have like more information about the roly ball robot guy." And I was like,
BB-8?
Oh, yeah, whatever. BB-8. Yeah. So I'm going to stick to my theory that Kylo Ren is either, and I'm going to use the word offspring because that's an Obi-Wan Kenobi term.
Okay.
Is the offspring of either Luke or Leia. One of the two. And the reason why he's so obsessed with Darth Vader is because that's his grandfather, and so he's in pursuit of. The only question I have is what's the end game? Why the obsession? What are you trying to do? Is it the resurrection thing? Which, and I don't know how I would feel about that either. That's another subject because Darth
About
Vader.
the resurrection?
Well, yeah, because Darth Vader is like basically my favorite cinematic villain.
Okay.
I just don't. I don't know how I'd feel about a Darth Vader resurrection. I'm not sure. I'm so on the fence. Like when I first heard that, my initial thought was, oh, wow. But then I was like,
Which is a lot of things
I don't
that happen
know.
like that. Like,
I don't know.
Usually the first reaction to
Leave
like,
well enough
Darth Vader's.
alone. Yes.
Oh, but how are they going to do it? And how's it going to make sense?
Right,
And
how's it
then
gonna
you
make
guys are
sense?
thinking about
Yes.
it. Because, yeah.
Right. See, that's sometimes where the first initial gut reaction is probably not the best one.
Right.
Because if you really think that through, is that I'm gonna steal my Triple H here. Is that really what's best for business? Is it best for business to resurrect Darth Vader? I don't know that it is. I don't know that it is. But I'm curious about if you have an opinion about the Kylo
Offspring?
Ren. Yes, the offspring question.
So we have Kylo Ren,
Offspring.
right? And what is her name? The Rey?
Yeah, Rey.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have them two. I think if we're going offspring here, I'm thinking maybe there's a possibility that Han and Leia, they had twins,
Yes.
that they might be the twins. Rey is the good, the one that's out for good and justice, and possibly Kylo Ren is the one that is out for just wants the world and wants to take over but because he has obviously some sort of Sith or some kind of Jedi powers.
He's got something.
And where did
We
he
don't
get
know
them
if Rey
from?
does yet.
Where did they get them from?
Yeah.
So that is my whole thing, is that I don't think that either of those kids are Luke's. I think I don't know if Luke has had any children or anything like that.
Wait a
but
minute.
I think that they
hold
might
on.
be the
How do we
twins.
know? How do we know that Han and Leia had twins? We know
It was,
that.
it was in the books.
Oh, okay.
Books
Okay.
that he
Okay.
had.
I was gonna say because I know Luke and Leia were the twins of Padme.
Right.
But I didn't. Okay.
I think that in the books, I don't even know what the kids' names were.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they showed the kids' names.
Yeah.
But I think if they're going to play loosely off the I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the aura of those books and stuff like that they have out there, that might be what it is. And the other thing is Finn is, we don't really know where he fits into all this. Does he have any Jedi powers?
Right.
You know, obviously he's out there somewhere. I mean, does he have Jedi power? Maybe he could be like someone like Luke's son.
Could be.
You never know.
Did you see the
His
I saw
origin story
a
or whatever.
picture. It was blurry, but it clearly looked like Adam Driver, who, for what we all understand, plays Kylo Ren.
Yes.
They showed it looked like it was one of those ones that looks like it was taken from a far distance with kind of looked like a flip phone quality, quite frankly. But it looked like Adam Driver in like an X-wing fighter outfit, the orange jumpsuit.
Really?
Yeah. So there's some feeling that maybe he was at one point.
Good.
Yeah. And then
flips.
Yes, and flips.
Interesting.
So
Very interesting.
But it was clear, like you could tell it was him. You could tell it was him from
a distance. Yeah. But even blurry and all.
Blurry and all, you could tell it was
Zoomed
him.
in camera phone from.
Yeah. I'm a big Adam Driver fan, by the way. I don't know that I liked him in This Is Where I Leave You.
Yeah.
Which was
I haven't
such
seen
an
it. I have it on my
underrated
DVR.
and funny movie.
I have it on my DVR.
Pop that in, man. Just watch it. It's so good.
All
It's
right.
so good. I loved that movie. Melissa and I watched that movie. If it's on in rotation, I think on HBO a lot right now.
Yep. That's
goes
why I have
on
it on
and
my
stays
DVR.
on. Goes on and stays on.
So, all right, we're gonna shift subjects here, because I said we were going to talk about a little Jim Carrey.
Yes.
So, what are some of your favorite? Because I just like the Ace Ventura films, and the remakes of those kind of got me thinking about Jim Carrey.
I think the notes said what, like top 3.
Yeah, let's give us a vague top 3. It doesn't have to be an absolute top 3.
I have such a hard split down the middle for 3 and 4 that I have to include both. So I'm going to give you 4.
All right, go ahead.
1 is Ace Ventura.
Okay.
The original.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
2 is Liar Liar.
Fantastic movie. I think that one's kind of a little underrated. Like it used to get quoted a ton, and then since it's kind of like lost its
Now
aura.
3 and 4 are going to
magic.
probably throw you for a little bit of a loop.
I don't know. We'll see.
So 3, Truman Show.
Wow, really?
That was so outside the box for him.
Okay.
And I remember when I watched that movie thinking like, God, could he get like an Oscar nomination for that? Like that was a really cool role. Plus, I thought the story was pretty wild.
Right.
I liked it. I liked the idea of this, guy, unbeknownst to him, being trapped in this world that's sort of like a bubble, and he's actually he's the star of a show that he doesn't even know.
And trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
and all that kind of stuff.
Piecing it together, seeing things. Yeah,
wasn't Ed Harris one of the? Wasn't he like the main villain in that movie?
Yeah. Yes, I think he was. He was like the director of it, wasn't he? Yeah, he was the director. And then this one, a very, very early Jim Carrey movie, Once Bitten.
I don't even know if I've seen that.
Vampire movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it good? Is it a funny movie? I mean, it has to be, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Especially if it's early Jim Carrey.
Very early Jim Carrey, early to mid
Once
80s.
Bitten.
Once Bitten.
I'm gonna have to write that down. Take a look.
Yep.
Hilarious.
I loved it. It was one of those movies when I was a kid. Oh my God, I just watched it over and over and over again. Constantly.
Wow. I've never even heard of it.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I remember a few years ago, I remember seeing it on either DVD or Blu-ray. I scooped it right up. I was like,
wow.
oh, yes, What's Bitten?
I might have to borrow that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So for me, I mean, it's tough. I mean, just trying to think about it off the top of my head, because I didn't really have time to like even research it or anything. But number 1 for me probably is Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Okay.
I love that movie. Whenever that movie's on, I watch it and I laugh my ass off still to this day.
Yep.
Like so many quotable lines. I mean, there's some good quotes in the first one, and I think that the first one might have had a better story.
Yeah.
But the second one was just joke after joke, and it wasn't as like forced that you kind of get those movies now. Where it's just joke after joke, and it just doesn't make much sense.
Yeah.
It just works so well with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. Number 2 for me is a movie that I love, and I never hear anybody talk about it at all. Me, Myself, and Irene.
Okay.
That movie always makes me laugh my ass off. Forever and ever and ever, I will laugh my ass off at that movie. I love the joke with he has those 3 kids. They're the big black kids. And he's the father. It's just so good.
I forgot about that one. That is pretty funny.
So good, and I love it. I love it so much. And then Renee Zellweger's in it as well, and all that kind of stuff. So that movie is just so funny, so good. And I want to watch that again. I got to watch that again soon.
And number 3?
Number 3 is going to be Liar Liar.
Okay.
It's just he had a great run of just hit after hit after hit, and even some of the movies that aren't that great, like The Cable Guy, which
Cable Guy should be an honorable mention.
It's time to leave.
I loved Cable Guy. Is that a guilty pleasure?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's more of a cult. I think because there's a lot of people that love it.
Yes.
I'm on one of those that doesn't love the movie. Yeah. I'll watch it and I'll enjoy parts of it.
Yeah.
But the movie as a whole, I don't really care for.
Yeah.
There's that. There's Bruce Almighty, which was great.
I liked Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty was great. I liked his performance in that, and him and Steve Carell bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Aniston, obviously, as it's so awesome when he gives her bigger boobs.
Yes.
Just the power of God.
Yes.
And there's movies like Dick and Jane that just weren't that great. They were just okay and stuff like that. But he had such a great run with the Ace Ventura movies, and even the one where he played Andy Kaufman. Was a totally different role for him, and it was so good. I wish I could think of some other great Jim Carrey movies.
Was it Man on the Moon? Was that what it?
Yes. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because that was a song.
We have confirmation. We have confirmation from the man.
So yeah, it was. So yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey's just. He's an amazing talent.
Yes.
I love him. He's great.
One of my favorite parts about Liar Liar, the outtakes. Oh my gosh, God, they're so great.
Yeah.
They are so great.
He's so funny.
The scene where they're like him and the I guess it was the prosecutor there, and they're like going back and forth, and he calls her Jezebel, and she's like, over actor, and he starts dying, and he goes like this. He goes, they're on to me.
He's so funny.
He was great.
He's so good. He's so good. All right.
I've had better.
So do we have any forgive me for sayings? Anything at all today? Anything?
I'm having a hard time with the embracing the forgive me for saying thing.
You could say forgive me for saying for like an Armageddon. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. We're wrapping up right now. No, they are. Are there? Everybody's here.
Forgive me for saying, but that was an awesome interruption right there.
Yes, it was. We'll be upstairs in like 2 minutes. All right. So any forgive me for saying?
No, not after that.
Not after that. You're done.
That was great.
You should say forgive me for saying that you like. Forgive me for saying that I like.
That I like Armageddon.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't need to ask for forgiveness for that.
I think you do.
I don't think so.
It's like where Michael Bay started his forever shit movies.
What's your favorite Michael Bay moment? Mine is when he had the public speaking thing and walked off stage and freaked out.
Oh my God, that was the best. That's the best one.
I actually felt bad for him though, because I have that same problem, so I felt really, really bad for him.
I kind of felt bad for him, but then I'm like, it's Michael Bay.
I felt bad for him because I empathized. So
yeah, I didn't empathize that much because he makes so much money and he comes out with he just ruins everybody's childhood. So forgive me for saying I don't care that he got fucking walked off the stage all embarrassed.
Can I ask you a question though? Did it strike you as weird that a guy in his profession would have a public speaking issue?
It does a little bit.
No,
I think it was more that he was supposed to have a certain lines and talk about something, and then
and he couldn't
he just couldn't even ad lib it at all.
No, he couldn't. And then you could see
lack of preparation.
You could see
like his Transformers movies.
You could see the nerves crawling over him.
Yeah.
I mean,
they have some. I think they used to have some good YouTube videos of with music in the background, and stuff like that. Like, holy shit, it's good. It's pretty good. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up, and please remember, we're gonna be coming out with some promos soon. The first one's gonna be hitting probably before our next show. We might even debut it in the middle of the show.
Ooh,
maybe debut it in the middle of the show.
Maybe that's the intermission. That's how we
maybe
go
that'll be the end. Not this show, but the next one. We'll see. And then we'll also. we're going to be doing some other big things down the road with some movie quality. My brother went out and he's like taking this really serious. He got some nice. You saw the camera and and the little harness that he's got.
We're doing a Halloween episode.
We are going to do a Halloween episode.
Costume episode?
Yeah, we're going to try and do that. Yeah.
I'm going to dress up as something other than The Undertaker.
You're the Undertaker?
Or
you were the Blundertaker?
Or Ron Burgundy. Uh-oh. The secret's out.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. And where can people find you on the interwebs?
Twitter at _Bry_man or on Facebook. I still believe it's Hollywood Brian, which, I mean, that was like...
Racist.
It was a nod to Hollywood Hogan at the time, yes,
Racist.
that I created the Facebook account. So that just goes to show you how old Facebook is, too.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. Like, I'm on Instagram or something, but I don't know. I don't even know what the BKC8377 or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's it. Good job.
That's it. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, great.
For me, I think everything you can find me pretty much everywhere at the CineBros. If you can find us
I'm CineBrian on Skype.
There you are.
If you want to Skype me for whatever reason.
Facebook.com/the CineBros. On YouTube, we are at the Movie House Maniacs. That's YouTube.com/
That's all one word.
The Movie House Maniacs. The all one word. The
so long. So many
Movie
characters.
House Maniacs. And you can see it. It's right down there. Yeah.
In this region.
Yes.
Not so much here or here.
Right here.
Oh my God! What happened to your face? I knew it.
Bringing it right back to Tommy Boy.
Right back to Tommy Boy.
All right. So, and please, if you haven't already, hit that subscriber button. It's over there under Rocket, next to Ant-Man, somewhere around there. I think so. I think it's next to Ant-Man. Is that Ant-Man? Yeah, that's Ant-Man.
That's Ant-Man.
So, and if you haven't hit the subscriber button, hit the subscriber button. We're going to be coming out a lot of stuff. Like I said, we're going to have our own little dedicated promo section too on the page. So all the promos that are on there, they will just be in that section. Ron Burgundy is going to move into that section.
We're going to shove it right in there.
We're going to go right in there, break through the ceiling. So we will, but we're going to be signing off. So we will see everybody later. Thank you very much to my brother who did the cameras today.
Awesome.
That was fantastic.
Tremendous
And now he's
director.
going to be filming the Brian.
I guess.
Yeah. Get your game face on.
Yeah, stoic and serious.
Yeah, stoic and serious.
Stay
you
classy.
have to be stoic and serious. Thank you for stopping by.
But mostly stay classy.
And thank you for stopping by.
There's Windex on the ottoman.
I fart in your general direction.
I know.
Thank you for stopping by.
I smelled it earlier. It scares me.
Should we start reading off the stuff that's in here?
Here we go again. Life's a party, crash it, stay classy.
Sex Panther smells like pure gasoline. Thank you for stopping by.
60% of the time, stay classy.
It works every time. Stay classy. All right, we'll see you guys later.
If you watch the show on YouTube, please click that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you watched on iTunes, please rate and review it. And thank you for watching.